Of course, here is the entire modified article rewritten in English as a powerful long-form speech, without counting paragraphs and continuing in the same immersive tone. Welcome to the turning point. Round 8 is behind us, and with that, we cross the halfway mark of the 2025 Super Netball season, a season that has already delivered more emotion, more intensity, and more raw theatre than most could have imagined. This past week, we didn't just see netball, we witnessed resilience, defiance, and the kind of spirit that can only emerge when the stakes are sky high. The Sunshine Coast Lightning walked into the round knowing they had everything to play for. And they played like it. Their 67-60 win over the Melbourne Mavericks was hard-earned, and it was vital. It not only gave them 2 crucial points but also saw them jump up the ladder into 3rd place. This was no routine win, it was a declaration. A team surging when it matters most. But if Lightning roared, the Swifts soared. The New South Wales Swifts are now 8-0. Unbeaten, unshaken, unrelenting. In a seesawing battle against the defending champions, the Adelaide Thunderbirds, the Swifts found themselves tested like never before. The lead changed hands 6 times. Neither side flinched. And in the middle of it all, Romelda Aiken-George carved her name deeper into netball history, surpassing 9,000 career goals. 9,000. Let that sink in. As the crowd gasped, as teammates rallied, as defenders tried everything, she stood tall. Unwavering. And when the dust settled, the Swifts emerged victorious again, 66-64, tying the club's best ever winning streak in the Super Netball era. Elsewhere, there was a story that captured global attention. A story that began with heartbreak and ended with a surprise no one saw coming. The Giants, sitting at the bottom of the ladder, suffered a major blow when star Jamaican defender Jodi Ann Ward was ruled out for the season with a torn ACL. The kind of news that shakes a team's spirit. That halts momentum. That introduces fear. But instead of surrender, they made a call. A call to a legend. Casey Kopua. A woman who had not played elite netball for 6 years. A mother of 3. A name that still echoes in the halls of the Silver Ferns 2019 World Cup triumph. A former world champion. A former MVP. A warrior. She was coaching, teaching fitness, playing socially. And then the text came in. From Giants coach Julie Fitzgerald, her old mentor, her trusted friend. Want to make a comeback? Kopua's reply. Shock. Disbelief. Then curiosity. Then fire. By Wednesday she was on a plane. By Thursday she was training. And by Sunday, she was back. Back on the court. Back in the fight. Back in the spotlight. 18 days shy of 40, Casey Kopua made her Super Netball debut in front of 3,000 roaring fans, the Giants' second largest crowd this season. Her presence alone was electrifying. Wearing the orange, standing in the goalkeeper bib, she didn't just show up, she held her own. Full match. 3 deflections. 1 rebound. Countless moments of wisdom and structure that lifted the young players around her. Erin O'Brien, just 21, was the standout, with 7 gains in the game. But Kopua's presence gave her confidence. Gave her clarity. Gave her belief. Was Kopua the difference between winning and losing? Perhaps not. The Giants still lost 71-61 to the Melbourne Vixens. But what she brought, leadership, energy, credibility, can't be measured by a scoreboard. She reminded us what elite looks like. What legacy feels like. And she isn't done yet. Talks are already underway to extend her stay. The Giants are rebuilding, yes, but they're rebuilding around culture. Around experience. Around players like Kopua, who don't just play for wins, they play for something deeper. Meanwhile, in Perth, the West Coast Fever are quietly building a case for dominance. In front of 11,427 fans, the second biggest home crowd in club history, they crushed the Queensland Firebirds, 82-65. A 17-goal statement. A masterclass in pressure. The Fever are efficient. The Fever are dangerous. And the Fever are hunting silverware. But for the Firebirds, it was more of the same. A 6th straight defeat. A team once filled with promise, now struggling for answers. They are unraveling at the seams, and if they don't regroup soon, this season could slip into complete freefall. All of this unfolded on the court. But off the court, another debate has been gaining traction, and it's one that goes far beyond the scoreboard. Australia's national selectors have yet to name the 2025-26 Diamonds squad. England already has. But Netball Australia is waiting. Watching. Allowing players more time. And perhaps, just perhaps, facing some tough decisions of their own. Why? Because there's a growing concern. A concern inside the shooting circle. There are fewer Australian shooters in starting roles in Super Netball than ever before. Only 3 clubs, the Lightning, the Vixens, and the Giants, have structured their attacks around homegrown moving circles. The rest, they lean on imports. Towering, dominant imports who now make up the top 5 scorers in the league. That's no accident. It's no coincidence. It's a shift. And that shift is shrinking the pool. limiting opportunity, threatening development. Selectors are being forced to look harder, to dig deeper, to project forward rather than rely on consistent domestic form. It's a quiet crisis, but it's real, because for all the brilliance on display this year, the comeback of Kopua, the streak of the Swifts, the fury of the Fever, there's a deeper question bubbling underneath. Who's next? Who fills the circle for Australia in 2026? In 2027, who becomes the next Aiken-George? The next Bassett? The next hero? If the answer isn't clear now, then now is the time to act. Not later. Not when it's too late. Now. The league must find ways to nurture Australian shooters, to protect pathways, to prioritise potential. Otherwise, the gap will grow and Australia's legacy could fade. But for now, Round 8 stands tall. It gave us everything: drama, emotion, redemption, heartbreak. It gave us legends reborn, streaks extended, fans inspired. It gave us a glimpse of what netball can be: bold, unpredictable, and utterly electric. As we move into the final stretch, one thing is certain: this season is far from done. More shocks await, more heroes will rise, and more stories, just like Kopua's, will remind us why we watch this game with our whole hearts. So get ready, because Super Netball